Creation of jobs, and especially for the youth, has been a key target for the government, with the manufacturing sector being earmarked as one of the pillars that will drive this agenda. Currently, the sector contributes only 8% to the country's GDP, a figure the Kenya Association of Manufacturers say ought to be increased to over 15% by 2022 if it is to create 800,000 jobs.
Investors in this region, for instance, Honda has invested close to 1.5 billion Kenya shillings in Kenya. We need to see that support in government's purchasing of the same, not just importing materials and goods and motor vehicles from other countries. There should be an incentive that the government feels that they should support the local industry. We are employing people. We have been a country that is pro-assembly. We need now to move from pro-assembly into pro-manufacturing, and the policies need to guide us such.
To support this, the 2018-2019 budget policy statement by National Treasury has outlined various subsectors that will have more budgetary allocations. Some of these subsectors include agro-processing, textile, leather, fishing, ICT, steel industry, building and construction, oil and mining, as well as SMEs, among others. On the textiles and apparel subsector, there are plans to review policies that will ensure players and especially farmers get the necessary incentives to improve production, ensuring that all hides and skins are fully processed locally, and training personnel is also targeted. There are also plans to complete the construction of the Machakos leather parks, as well as construction of 3 additional parks to support the local leather industry. The government will continue to develop industrial infrastructure such as export processing zones, special economic zones and industrial parks across the country. On ICT, the government plans to invest in the development of IT entrepreneurship programs, as well as strengthen innovation hubs that are already set up in the country. Kenya being an agricultural country, the government plans to invest more in agro-processing of tea, coffee, meat, sugar, dairy, fruits and vegetables locally in order to obtain more value and create an additional 200,000 jobs. There are also plans to facilitate the exploration of coal and iron ore deposits, support value addition in oil production, and develop policy and incentive framework to attract international investors to the sector. Already, the government has cut off peak power tariffs to heavy consumers by half to reduce the cost of production to the manufacturing sector.
Can only be encouraged by government's policy on local content. We can be encouraged by the government's policy on supporting countries and companies that have invested in the country to such levels, so that we find that we can get access to government procedures. The more we think about policies that will include local content, then we are thinking about manufacturing. And this is a sector that has got potential of very many Kenyans to getting jobs.
There are plans to also review the work permit regime and encourage expatriates whose skills support manufacturing sector, protect local manufacturers from counterfeit goods, and create an additional 1,000 small and medium-sized enterprises focused on manufacturing, which will have access to affordable capital, skills and markets.